I like to show the end first because then you can see what we're doing. We're going to be making the branches for our tree that will have some wrapped yarn at the end, and the back side will look like this. So we'll have straight lines and two taped pieces of yarn and lots of yarn here at the bottom. So this is what we're going to be doing, and I'm going to walk you through how do we do that. So first things first, you'll want to gather your materials. You'll need your plate that you painted that has your name on it with the notches cut at the top. Some of you already have the notches cut for you. Some of you might need to cut those notches depending on where you are. You'll also need some tape. This painter's tape works okay as temporary tape. The other masking tape can work a little better, but this is what we'll use and this will be just fine. You'll also need one piece of brown yarn from what I like to call the yarn monster, this big long threads that are already cut to the right length. When it's your turn to pick one, you simply choose a color that you like from this bunch. Choose one out of the bunch. Hold it at where the tied yarns are, and then pull. Just pull, pull, pull. Maybe you need to go back and grab it again. Make sure you're only grabbing and pulling your one, and then once you get it all the way through, the rest of it will sort of release, and you can pass this on to your neighbor who then needs to choose their yarn. Okay, once you've got your yarn, your plate, and your tape, you are ready to start. So this starts by grabbing a little piece of the masking tape, putting your thumb on it and tearing off a little piece and flipping your plate over. It does not matter if you start at the top or the bottom, but I tend to like to start at the top just so I have less taped yarn, as we will be ending at more than likely at the bottom. So tape your yarn pretty close to the end. We call this the tail. This is where we want to end, or we want to have the tape pretty close to that end of that yarn. And you're going to go through the first notch and flip your plate over. You don't want to go down to the notch at the bottom that's on the same side as the notch on the top, excuse me. So notice how this one, if I go here, it's like making a line straight down. I want to go across. So I want to go to the one that's farthest away, that farthest away notch. Then I'm going to flip it over just for sake of ease here. I'm going to bring it out through the next notch, flip it back over, and I'm going to go to the furthest away top notch. So I'm not going to go back to the one that I already was. I'm not even going to go right next to it. I'm going to go to the one farthest away that still has nothing in it. So over here, then I'm going to flip my plate over, come out, flip my plate over again, and go down to the farthest away one. So again, not here, but here. Then I'm going to go back to that first one, up, and I can do this without flipping my plate each time. Here's a tip. Don't over tighten this. You see how my plate is starting to buckle because I'm pulling the string really hard? You don't have to pull that string really hard. You can just let it be, you don't want it to be super loose. Don't have it be like that, but taut, but not tight. So flip over, come out the next notch over, flip it back over again. Now here's where it starts to get a little tricky. Which one is the farthest away? Is it here? Is it here? You just have to make a choice, and whatever you think looks best, that will be what you want to do. Then come up, in, and the last one coming down, okay? When you get your last string on there, then you want to flip your plates over one more time and tape on the back. One more thing I forgot. If you have enough leftover yarn, you're going to bring it in and you're going to wrap around the trunk of your tree a couple times. If you feel like you don't have enough yarn to do that, you can skip this step and do it like another time or later. Just a couple times is really all that's needed to gather those branches at the bottom and make the trunk versus the roots. And then you bring it through the back, and now you tape it on the back. Little piece of tape, tape it on the back. Eventually we'll want to put a little bit of glue here and along those notches on the back, but for now we're ready to start weaving.